All right, we'll do it live. Come into the room. 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 Okay? Come into the room, please. Class is in session. Class is in session. Okay. And one thing I'm here to do is read and teach. Amen. So class is in session. Come into the room. Welcome to DanieSteel. I am DanieSteel. This is the home of the Purple Print, and you are now watching The Best Kept Secret on YouTube. And if you don't know, now you know. Okay? Because your faves watch and they take my talking points. Okay? And they don't want to shout out. Anyone you hear talking about this, let me tell you something. I've not heard anyone in this sector. I never heard none of them talking on this. Because see, what I'm here to do is free your mind. I'm here to free your mind. The rest will follow. I'm here to give y'all the tools. I keep talking about no one's giving us the tools. No one's giving us the solutions. Okay? Because you can talk all day about why you don't like somebody. And a lot of y'all like to do that. Please understand that my channel is about healing. It's about growth. It's about love. It's about learning. I'm not here to do that petty-ish. I've been through too much. Okay. And sticks and stones, trolls don't faze me. Steelies, welcome. Dusties and Dustianas, welcome. You're lurking. But guess what? It's no coincidence you're here. It's no coincidence you're here. All right? You've been sent here by God. You've been sent here by God. I promise you, because you never wanted to listen. You never wanted to listen to your mama. You never wanted to listen to your daddy. Oh, he wasn't there. Anyways, right? I mean, I can do that too. I can do that on video too. Maybe I will. But the point is, God has sent you here. I promise you. This is not some, it's not the most popping space yet, but it's popping because I'm here, just to be honest. And again, I'm focused on the healing. All right. So as I've told you guys a million times, if you know my channel and you know why I decided to get into YouTubing, it was to set the record straight. My DJ's in the coma for letting the record skip, right? It's to set the record straight. Okay, it's a lot of cap on here. It's a lot of lies. It's a lot of false narratives to soothe egos. All right? And most people on here are here for themselves. They want attention. They want money. They want clout. They want fame. I could do a lot of things to get that, but instead I'm talking about these topics. Because I don't give about all that. I don't give about the fame. I don't give about the fame. All right? So let's talk about the parentification of Black girls. Okay? The parentification of Black girls. And sorry I had to use Aaliyah and Brandy to get you in here. But boop, y'all obsessed with celebrities, so it is what it is. You need to hear this message. There's nobody on YouTube like me. I'm just being honest. That's why I'm here. If it was somebody on here like me, I wouldn't be here. I swear to God, I wouldn't be here. I would let her handle it. But they're just not. Right? Let's talk about the parentification of Black girls. First, let's get into what the definition of parentification is. Okay? And again, why am I doing this? Why is this important? Because y'all ask for solutions. Your parents didn't give them to you. Their parents didn't give it to them. I know I was in the same situation. You always have to seek more answers in this life. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm here to offer solutions I'm here to break things down. I'm here to unpack what's really going on. I don't tell anybody who to date on this channel. A lot of people are mad about that. They want me to say, date this person or date this group or date this group. No, I don't care who you date, baby, because it's about your soul. It's about what's within you. The key to getting what you want, I don't care if you think it's a man, if it's a family, if it's a career, fame. The key to getting what you want lives within you. It lives in you. All right? It lives in you. I promise you that. And on this channel, we're going to talk about the things that help to unlock all of that potential and all of that wealth of knowledge that you have within you. But you got to do the work, right? This is part of it. Welcome, classes in session. So, parentification, the definition. Parentification is the process of role reversal whereby a child is obliged to act as parent to their own parent or sibling or siblings. In extreme cases, the child is used to fill the void of the alienating parent's emotional life. Okay? How are some of the ways that you can recognize if you experience parentification? See, the more you know about what's going on within you, about what happened to make you the way that you are, the more in control you are. And things aren't happening to you. You understand that? I used to feel like things are just happening to me. I can't control anything. I'm trying so hard, right? It wasn't until I understood what I had been through that I was able to grow and heal. And I want to share that with you guys. So what are some of the ways that you can recognize parentification in your own life? Were you a child whose parent or parents parentified you, right? Because the deadbeat dad is a parent too. They mad. They want to come here and talk about something. You built like this and you built like that. Baby, I promise you, if you saw me in real life, all you would do is holler. All these dudes do is holler. I never had a dude say nothing. I swear to God, I've never had nobody say nothing negative to me in my life to my face. Never. So you can get high and cocky and weird with your ugly ass behind the screen. But baby, I know what I look like. I know what I look like. Y'all are bizarre. Y'all are bizarre because the people out here built like a refrigerator is your mama. Troll is your mama, troll. Your mama's built like a refrigerator. You know it. That's why you steady looking for somebody that looks nothing like the two of you. So you hope to get those pretty babies. Right? Right? Because you and your mama, okay. All right, then let me go there. All right, let me tell you something. I've told y'all before, I'm not Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama comes from a wealthy family. I don't come from a wealthy family. You go low, I'm going to meet you in hell. You go low, I'm going to meet you in hell. You're going to be still falling down to hell. And baby, I've already been down there making agreements with the devil to ensure your ass is toast. That's how I move. That's how I move. Please understand that. So you want somebody that's going to lie to you about how they move? They're out there. It's not over here, baby. And see, a lot of times I won't be coming at these trolls because I'm like, I still try to be nice. I still try to be nice. And I don't like kicking people when they're down. If you're a troll, you're obviously down and out. Broke, ugly, alone, bitter, all of that. So, when y'all see a troll in here, I'm not one of these people that don't talk to trolls. Talk to these trolls. Talk to these trolls. Tell them how worthless they are. That's allowed on my channel. That's allowed on my channel. Follow them over to wherever their channel is. And never stop. Never stop. Because the troll wants to stop you. How are some of the ways that you can tell if you have been parentified? You were pulled into adult arguments. I've told you guys a million times on this channel, I don't bring children into adult conversations, and it is what it is. You were pulled into adult arguments. I don't care what excuse your parents use. That's adultification. And why is it important to know whether or not you were adultified? Because that affects everything you do when you become an adult. I promise you. You're sitting around talking about something. I don't have no problems. You got some problems. You got some problems. Right? And a lot of that has to do, most people's problems goes back to their childhood, back to their unhealed, unresolved, traumatized childhoods. And I've had my share of traumatized childhoods, but I've done the work. And most people aren't out here doing the work. Another way you can recognize if you have been parentified as a child, you were used by a parent as a substitute for their partner, right? How many guys out there, right? I'm here for everybody on this conversation. How many guys out there grew up with mothers saying, he's the man of the house? For some reason, their voice is always raspy when they're saying that, right? He the man of the house. And dressing their little toddlers up like little Bone Thugs and Harmony, right? They got the toddler, he got baggy jeans, he got 8 chains, dressing the toddlers up like the dudes that left them. How many of y'all seen that? Well, you grew up having to care for your younger siblings. I know what that's like, right? And because I grew up under parentified circumstances where I had to basically take care of everyone else around me, adult, child, it didn't matter. If I didn't do it, it wouldn't got done, right? Me and my great-grandmother, basically, everyone else was falling to pieces all around us, right? You don't remember having time to be a child. I've told you guys this before. You know, when I was a kid, I was like, I swear to God, I was like Viola Davis with the briefcase when I was a kid, baby. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was 5 years old. People would say something. I give them that Viola Davis with the briefcase look, right? I walked like Viola Davis. I was just grown as hell, right? But they want you to stay in a child's place, right? How sick to adultify your children and then say stay in a child's place and abuse them because they're children and they're weaker than you. This is what these people are out here doing. Let me stop and read some of y'all comments. Hello, Flower Vine. Welcome, coming to the room. Please subscribe. Best kept secret on YouTube, DanieSteel. I'm doing what no one else is willing to do, which is the work, okay? I'm not going to repeat the same talking points every video. This is classes in session. And I promise you, you're here to learn, you're here to grow, you're here to heal. You take something away from my channel, baby. I'm about results. So make sure you like the video and subscribe to my channel and share this video because I know this is something that can really help a lot of people. Tavia the Savior. Welcome. Queen Cascade, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Oh, hey, beautiful. Okay, welcome, Melanie Sunshine. It's good to see y'all. Right? Right? Giving them grown ass haircuts. Every swizzle. They got the long tail in the back. Just like you wanted that man who you wanted to stay to look like, right? Leave these kids alone. Let them be kids. I be seeing women that dress their sons up and get mad if he get his sneakers dirty. That is not the man of your dreams. That is your son. Let him be a kid. This is for all you trolls out here that's mad. I'm trying to help y'all out. Share this video with your mama. Since you can't tell her. Since you don't have the courage to tell her face to face, right? Because you don't want to ruin all that fried chicken on Sunday, right? You don't want to ruin the fried chicken Sunday dinner meal by telling her, hey, Ma, right? Wasn't it the reason you made that CD for me, Ma? So you could try to justify the way you treated me, Ma? Right? Y'all gotta admit that y'all upset. That's the first step. They dressed y'all up like the dudes they wanted to stay. Instead of letting you be a boy, letting you run around, do whatever you wanted. Right? I think of Jason Momoa. If you look up anything about him raising his children with Lisa Bonet, he lets those kids do whatever they want. Their hairstyle, their clothes, he doesn't care. Right? They don't care. Because they're not trying to live vicariously through their children. It's point blank, period. It's these parents who never made their dreams come true that try to live vicariously through their children that are the reason their children grow up to be miserable adults. Exactly. Come on now. How many of us went through that? How is it fair? How is it fair? We never got a childhood. Now we don't even want to have kids because we spent our lives taking care of them. Baby, I know what babies do when you take a diaper off. All right? Ha ha he he. I had a lot of fun with babies. I had a lot of fun with kids. But one thing a lot of people who were parentified growing up decide is, I'd rather focus on what I want and my needs and not the needs of some child for basically the rest of my life, right? And I've got, 5 years to myself between taking care of your parents' kids by the deadbeat daddies to when you have your own kids. You got 5-10 years to yourself. That's not normal. It's not normal to have 5 to 10 years to yourself. That's what your childhood is for. You were supposed to have that as a child. But these entitled parents, right? Telling you gotta buy him a house. Buy you a house? Get your own house. And I understand that people are thankful for the sacrifices their parents made. You can show that in many ways. If you're Russell, what's Sierra's husband's name? Russell Crowe, Russell Brand. Damn, what's Sierra's husband's name? If you Russell, that fine football player, that good man, he can afford to buy his mama a house, right? But most people can't, right? And they're being placed with this burden, this idea that because you decide to lay up and then take care of your responsibility, I owe you a house. I owe you vacays. I owe you to let you talk to me any old kind of way, especially given that I'm an adult and I don't live under your roof. Child. Fred DK, welcome. I had to remind my siblings a number of years back that I'm their older sister, not their mama. Well, come on, queen. Come on, queen. That I'm entitled to my own life. Yes, I helped to raise them, but the responsibility y'all put on me is, right? All right? Our parents, it's not mine. And there's only one child I gave birth to, and that's my responsibility. So back up and let me live my life. Come on, queen. Come on, queen. Come on, queen. Back up. Back up. You're not going to be coming to visit me talking about something. It's nice you got this, and that. I don't get to have, well, we went to the same school, so what's up? Some of y'all went to better schools than me. What's up? I was supposed to have made the same mistakes you made. so we can all be on the same level? It ain't going down like that. And the siblings who were taken care of get this entitlement, get this narcissism from the entitled narcissistic parent that raised them, that black sheeped you because you were the responsible one. How many people here know what it's like to be the black sheep of the family? See, what my family didn't understand, what I'm the black sheep, that's why I aged the slowest. You understand? The darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. That's why I'm aging the slowest. You understand? Because I'm the black sheep. They listen to these parents. They observe how the parents place you in an adultified parentification role. The parent black sheeps you because you were responsible, because you made it clear, hey, what's going on here is not right. You were the kid that did that and didn't just run around scraping your knee, talking about, oh, my knee, put a Band-Aid on, keep running around like a clown. You was the kid that sat back, was reading books and was like, what the hell? I know I'm not repeating this when I get older, right? So you were black sheep. Now the siblings want to make you the black sheep too, because they're narcissistic from the narcissistic parent, and that's what their narcissistic parent taught them. That somebody else is always responsible for how I feel and if I succeed. Cut it. If you don't succeed, that's on you. I didn't give birth to y'all. I didn't ask for y'all to be here. It is what it is. I didn't ask for you to be here. All right? I'm not one of those kids that asked my mama for other kids. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. So you better go find who you're really mad at, because you're not going to be around me disrespecting me, acting like I owe you something. I don't owe you a damn thing. Now, you want to black sheep me, but how you going to black sheep me when I'm doing better? Absolutely. I'm the middle child, yet my mom started making me be the parent of all the kids at 7. Exactly. I'm the second. I'm the second oldest. I'm not the oldest, right? I'm the second oldest. And it was my role. Because guess what? Not everybody's going to do that role. I looked around and noticed as a child, I said, this is chaos. I know y'all kids, but we got to get it together. Everybody's got to eat. It's 5 of us. There's no daddies. Where are the daddies? Nobody even asked for a dad when I was growing up. Yo, whenever I saw my dad, I rolled my eyes. I was like, what are you doing here? You're a burden. You're a burden. You never bring nothing. No food, no money, no toys, nothing. All you bring is a headache from my mother. You're a burden, bro. So they don't always make it the oldest child. It's the child that is willing to do it. You are a child. You were a child. And as a child, you decided, instead of playing around and not having a thought in my head, I'm going to step up and do whatever I can for my family. My God. And then they want to make you a black sheep because of it? Exactly, Flower Vine. You guys know I love the Smith, the Pinkett Smith Shakurs over here. All right? I love the Pinkett Smith Shakurs. Because one thing they obviously did was live life the way they wanted to. They had the adulthood that they wanted to. Maybe they didn't have the childhoods they wanted to, but they made up for it by working hard as adults, having a relationship, all right, where they did whatever they wanted, so that when their kids arrived, they didn't tell their kids, you have to date this person, you have to do this, you have to go to this college, you have to move like this, right? Because I didn't get to do it. So I want you to do it. You know? If you're going to aim to be like any parent, look for the parents who allowed their children to be children. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people who were parentified don't want children, or certainly don't want too many, right? I feel you. Russell Wilson, thank y'all. Thank y'all. Oh my God. Dear God. Dear God. Don't do it, y'all. Don't do it. Let him be a boy. Let him be a child. Let his clothes get dirty. Don't let your girlfriends talking about something. Oh, when he get older, I can't wait till he get older. Because those type of creepy chicks, they don't usually wait till the guy gets older. All right? Don't let them do that to your children, boy or girl. I didn't see that Cuties documentary, but it didn't look like my cup of tea. All right? Cuties, sit your behind down. Go play with a doll. All right? There's a bunch of ways kids can dance, and you ain't got to do all that. Okay? But at the same time, you know, you don't want to be too overbearing on these kids either. You want to just let them grow up and live their life, right? And that doesn't mean that they have no responsibility, because that's not parenting either. But a parent finds that fine line, right? And we have to acknowledge if we had parents who didn't want to do that work. And a lot of parents didn't do it. You know, they didn't have the easy access to figuring out this stuff for themselves. I get it. And I have empathy for that. But that doesn't mean that you can't hold them accountable. Thank you, Queen. Thank you, Naima. I think it's Naima. Beautiful name. Thank you for the super chat, Ziwan. Come on. They didn't even appreciate it. They just expected it, because children expect to be parented. But when you're the parentified child, you don't have those expectations, because the roles have been reversed. And you've been made to feel and believe it's your responsibility. And no one else feels that way about you. And if that knowledge alone doesn't set you free, I mean, I was running to the bank, dropping $50 off here for this one, $25 for this one, $100 for this one, paying phone bills. I didn't have nothing. This was before I was married. But then everybody want to roll their eyes and tell me to shut up, try to clown me, black sheep me, ostracize me. Really? I'm going to skip ahead to one of the ways that you can cure yourself as an adult of being a parentified child. You know what one of the ways is? To be absolutely selfish, completely selfish. That's why I didn't start this live until 10:40, baby. Yeah, I said 10:30, but guess what? COP. Oh, CPT. The hell is COP, cop? CPT, baby. I'll come on CPT, because guess what? I gotta do what's best for me. I gotta do what's best for me at this point. I never did. I never did. Put a 1 in the chat if you feel like you've never done what you want to do. You've never done what you want to do. You're always doing something for somebody else. You're always making decisions thinking, what would this person think? Is this person going to be okay with this? Am I going to make this person happy? It's not your job to make anyone happy. You notice how no one's trying to make you happy? Do you notice that? Because I do. I noticed that, baby. I was like, ain't nobody trying to make me happy except for my husband. Right? But everyone expects me to, right? Everyone's like, well, you looked down on me for this. And listen, I know people beat your ass, broke your property, but you're telling me something I said when we was in middle school is why you always got an attitude today. Invited a family member out to lunch with me and my husband. This family member sits next to my husband, won't sit next to me. And then when I offered to pay for the meal, right, they were like, I know you think I don't have money, but listen, you had the same opportunities as me. If you broke and struggling, that's on you. I offered to pay for anyone who eats with me and my husband. Bro, because what are you so resentful for? What you mad at me for? What you bothering me for? What are you bothering me for? What you mad at me for? No, you mad at your parents who you've never had a conversation with. Nobody who's never had a conversation, an adult conversation with the parents who parentified them can tell me nothing, because you got a lot of healing to do. So, some of the other ways that you can recognize if you experience parentification, okay? As a child, you felt the world was on your shoulders. I mean, we talk about the young Costco girl. If you haven't watched that video, make sure you go back and take a look, because I don't know how long it'll be up on this channel. Might go to Patreon. We talk about the young girl at Costco, right? Who looked traumatized. I don't know. We don't know what is going on, but it looks like something's going on, right? And I was one of these kids that you could tell. And let me tell you something. People don't like kids that aren't happy. Adults don't like kids that aren't happy. I was not a happy child because I was being traumatized. And adults did not like me. There were a handful of adults that liked me because they recognized that I was going through something that they really couldn't help out much with. But most other adults around me, foster parents, foster moms, they didn't have any grace or empathy or compassion for this young girl who lost her mother and now had to live with strangers. They don't care. They were annoyed that I wasn't a happy-go-lucky child no matter what they threw at me, traumatizing me, abuse, neglect. But they want you to be happy as a child through that. Incredible the way they treat children. Incredible. Right? That's why for the past, few years, my husband and I have gone to see a Broadway show and ate at Michelin star restaurants for Thanksgiving and Christmas, or made our own dinner at home. Because what I'm not going to do is break bread with enemies. What I'm not going to do is break bread with people who wish me harm and wish me ill. Want to sit there and tell oh, we love you, Danielle. We love you, Danie. What? Who says it like that? When I tell somebody I love them, I don't be like, we love you. How you going to speak for somebody else? Because it is no love. And you have to recognize that. You have to recognize and step back and stop putting yourself in harmful, abusive situations so you can say you ate dinner on Thanksgiving with family. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Because the way my tastes are set up, baby, I'd rather eat at a Michelin star restaurant. You want to see me, we family, you can see me throughout the year. Why I got to drive up through a winter storm to eat dry turkey no appetizers, for y'all to sit around and pretend like y'all so high and mighty and hoity-toity. I'm driving 8 hours in the snow, and I get there, and everybody wants to sit down and watch a Kevin Hart special. I've never watched a Kevin Hart special. Never. It's not my cup of tea. I'm a Dave Chappelle fan myself. He's not my cup of tea. I'll watch Cat Williams before I watch Kevin Hart. That's not my idea of comedy. You want to watch Kevin Hart when I just drove 8 hours in a blizzard? Y'all don't want to sit down and talk about why you never want to sit down and talk about why you never want to sit down and talk about? You're adults. You got to heal. Okay, call me when you're healed. Okay? Call me when you're healed. As a child, you felt socially isolated. I always felt isolated. And my siblings' response to this, my estranged siblings' response to this when we were growing up would be, why are you standing over there by yourself? Why are you acting weird? Why aren't you acting weird? Is this normal? Is this normal? Because if you're normalizing it, you know what you're going to do when you become an adult? You're going to normalize that. No, my kids ain't going through this trifling ratchet-ish. My kids ain't going through that. So I'm gonna respond. Yeah, I'm gonna respond to the dysfunction all around me. I'm not gonna pretend like that's normal. And the people who pretended like that is normal are messed up today. I don't care what nobody say. You're messed up, you're not healed, you never faced what you've been through, you're not healed. Ignoring issues never works. I face shit head on. I face my own demons. That's why somebody can't come on here talking about something. You built like it is and you built like that. I know my body look good. I'm sorry. I gotta be one of these talking about something. I know I look good, but I've been through too much at this point. The reason I gained the weight back was because I would never say things like, I know I look good, because I was sitting there trying to be who everybody else wanted me to be. No, let's not lie, okay? Yo, go ahead, take a look at my pictures. If you think I'm built like a refrigerator, post the pictures. Make a video slideshow of me being built like a refrigerator. Go. Because all I ever do is have dudes stop and stare when I'm out, just to be honest. All right? They want a size 4, but they don't want to build 4. They want a size 4, but they don't want to build 4. Come on now. You don't get a size 4 in the hood, bruh. You're going to get a shower cap. You're going to get some slides. You're going to get some sweats. That's what you get for what the hood provides. As a child, you experience depression, anxiety, overworking, overwhelmed by life. That's why as an adult, you're experiencing depression, anxiety. You're feeling overworked and overwhelmed by life. And you feel like you're 80 years old. You feel like you're 80 years old because you've had to deal with feeling like this all your life. Because people decided to lay up and give birth to you. You didn't ask to be here. And they didn't want to do not 1 ounce of work. So they put it all on you. And now you're exhausted. You don't even have a shot at an adulthood because they made you be an adult when you were a child. As a child, you felt guilt and shame. That's not normal feelings for a child to feel. And that's why today you feel guilt and shame for no reason, right? By the parents underproducing forces the child to overproduce. Period. Now you're a perfectionist and you don't want to do anything because you don't want to make a mistake because you feel like you can't make mistakes because you were parentified. Now you're an adult who's afraid to give anything a chance because you're afraid you're going to make a mistake. You're afraid you're going to fail, and you feel like you can't do that. That's not an option for you. Why in the hell not? I wouldn't make videos because I was like, it won't be perfect. It won't be perfect. Then I get on here and see all these obviously not perfect videos by obviously not perfect people, because no one is. No one is, but I'm putting this pressure on myself to be perfect? No. How can you break the cycle of parentification? How can you stop being an adult who was parentified as a child? Here are some ways. I've already told you guys the number one way. You need to be more selfish. You need to be more selfish. Period. Learning that everyone's well-being is not your responsibility. Did you know that? You know how long it took me? I haven't spoken with my siblings in years at this point. And I don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck. If you're not gonna apologize to me, you'll never speak to me. You're not gonna do me wrong and skip on over. You're not gonna do it. I raised y'all. I had enough of you, just to be honest. So if I never see you again, it was nice to know ya. You're not gonna disrespect me. Go disrespect your deadbeat daddy. You're not gonna disrespect me. Learning that everyone's well-being is not your responsibility. It just ain't. Because your parents taught you that their emotional well-being was your responsibility. Or maybe they taught you physically that you had to care for them, right? Because they were addicted to drugs or alcoholics. You had to make food for your parents and your siblings. And everyone that you interact with now, you feel like it's your responsibility to behave a certain way so they don't feel this and that. Incorrect. It's not your responsibility for how anyone feels. That's their responsibility. Learning that has probably literally saved my life at this point, because I could not let go of feeling enormous responsibility for everything in my siblings' lives, right? And they had no problem with me feeling that way. They had no problem with seeing me give them love that they knew they weren't going to give back. They had no problem with the lack of reciprocity. So I had to teach myself that no matter what they go through, whatever happens to them, how they feel, it's not my responsibility. I didn't give birth to them. I didn't ask for them to be here. I'm just one of the siblings. The same way that they all feel they're just one of the siblings. You're not going to say shit to me that you wanted to say to your mama. You're not going to say to me that you wanted to say to your daddy. You better go find your daddy. Resigning from being the family peacekeeper. Come on now. Come on now. When I stopped talking to my siblings, I officially resigned from being the family peacemaker. I have held all of these little nuggets. These got nuggets. I held them all together. All through the years. I took the blows when the other ones wanted to fight. I stood in the middle and took physical blows. They wanted to kill each other. You seen the videos of these kids, the way they act. That dysfunction went into our adulthood. I took the blows. I did the best I could so that my life looked the way I wanted it to look. And then I got shamed for that. When I lost weight, they shamed me for that. When I got married first, they shamed me for that. When I graduated from grad school first, they shamed me for that. How you gonna try to shame me for being successful? I just want to be. That's sick. They would rather have me fail so that they don't have to face their mediocrity. This is how most people are in general, right? They would rather have you fail than face their own mediocrity. Because see, if you're doing well, then they've got to look in the mirror and say, why aren't I doing how she's doing? But if you're failing, then nobody has to do that. So I had always been the family peacemaker, calling this person, calling that person, talking to people, being like, don't you see this point of view, that? Yeah. At the last time I spoke to all of them, I said, I don't give a fuck if I ever see the rest of y'all again, and I don't give a fuck if y'all see each other again, because I know you don't like each other. I know you don't like each other. You had a fun time ganging up on me, but I'll put all y'all shit on blast. I don't care if y'all listening, your little whack-ass friends are listening. I don't give a fuck. I'll put every single last one of you motherfuckers on blast before I let you think that you can sit here and bully me. That's why I keep trying to tell these trolls, I will ruin anybody. I don't give a trolls included. You're not gonna play me because I've been through too much. And the work that I've done, you're not gonna topple me again. Caring about you motherfuckers, what you motherfuckers think, people I don't know and people I do. That hindered me, and it won't ever happen again. I promise you, please understand, I don't give a what you think. That's for my safety. That's for my healing. Ha ha. And you're in trouble now because I don't give a what you think, how you feel about nothing. I'm not going to be the family peacekeeper. Let's see how y'all do with one another. Let's see how much y'all like each other. Dysfunction. Take a look at some of y'all comments. Yep, absolutely, Flower Vine. They do the same thing in the Black American households. Yep. Absolutely, Queen Cascade. And, you know, you remind me of a friend of mine, Jamaican American. And she is so patient with her daughter. And I asked her, I said, how are you so patient with her? Like, it's so beautiful to see. I've never seen a Black person raise their child and be so patient and loving. And her daughter is so sweet and loving because she's so patient and kind and caring with her. And she's like, you know, my parents were more strict, but I've read a lot of books about how to handle things and what to do so that I'm raising my daughter the way she deserves to be raised and not just based on how I was raised, right? And a lot of people don't want to do that work. They don't want to do that work. And it boggles my mind because the children deserve it. You deserved it. You deserved it when you were young. And it's not your fault. It wasn't given to you, but you got to give it to these kids. Stop putting chains. Stop putting 2 chains on your toddlers. No. Exactly. Yeah, I remember growing up and being like, another one? Aha! They called me DJ Khaled. I was like, another one. What in the hell? What's all these kids doing here? I swear to God. Because every time another kid came along, I knew it was going to be my responsibility. Not the nigga you laid up with and had a kid with. He gets to go run off. The community doesn't hold him accountable. He gets to pop up every now and then and eat mac and cheese and fried chicken with everybody else, instead of being left outside in the rain where he belongs. You don't shame them. But you want to try to shame the black sheep and the oldest daughter that you make raise all the kids. You want to try to shame her constantly, right? To keep playing that role, right? Now, we off that. We off that. Take care of your kids, or your kids is on you. Your kids is on you. They're not my responsibility anymore. I set the example. I ain't doing nothing else for these kids because I didn't owe them nothing. Just like they gave me nothing. I should have gave them nothing. And I mean that ish. That's how I personally feel. If I could go back, I wouldn't have done it the same. I would have left. I would have left because other people wanted a good kid like me around. And I didn't have to stay there and help raise these dudes, this deadbeat dudes' kids. I didn't have to do that for them to give me their ass to kiss because they're messed up. And they're dysfunctional and they think backwards. I was like, what? You talking about us? I will rip you apart. I will rip you apart. You fucked with me. You fucked with me, right? I will tear you into fucking shreds before I become depressed and give up on myself again. No. Let's get to it. Same here, Melanie Sunshine. Same here. But you know where I'm not the black sheep? In the family that I've built for myself. Me and my husband. Here, I am a valuable member of the household. My husband thanks me every day. He says, thank you so much for making our house a home. So why would I leave my husband to go travel to see y'all for Thanksgiving? I mean, why would I even bring my husband around that ish? When my husband gives me everything I need, I don't need nothing from y'all. I'm still the black sheep too. Ba. Because guess what? I ain't taking care of nobody's kids no more. Now, my great-grandmother told me when I was a teenager, don't come here pregnant. I ain't taking care of nobody's kids no more. And I mean that ish. And I got people in my family who don't like me because I told them that. I ain't taking care of nobody's kids. So when you lay up with old boy, when you lay up and y'all going raw, it's all fun and games. I hope you're thinking about all the bills you're going to have to pay for these kids. Because I ain't taking care of nobody's kids. Period. Yes. Welcome to the Black Sheep Society. Welcome to the Black Sheep Society. Okay? Okay, it's a lot of people over here who found their way over here who understand what that's like. And I'm here to tell you, you got a place here. You've got community here. My space is for y'all. I don't do that regular, dysfunctional-ish. And I'm happy that you guys here, and I'm proud of you guys. And I thank you for being here. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you for being here. I see we have some ones. Absolutely. Never a day in your life felt like I'm doing this for me. I finally got to the place where I would wake up and be like, you know what? I'm not doing anything today. I'm not doing anything. I'm not submitting for an audition. I'm not going to cam up. I'm not going to volunteer for something that don't pay me. I'm not. I'm not going to be another starving artist in New York City that people don't want to pay for my work. No, I'll chill. I'll chill right here. I'm going to chill right here. And I'm blessed and honored that I was given that opportunity because so many, I'm not dumb to it, guys. I know that there's people out there, they don't have the opportunity to stop. They were adultified as children, and every day they have to work hard. And I'm here to tell you, I'm here for you. You deserve a day off. You deserve days off. You deserve weeks off to yourself. You deserve an entire day for you. These dudes love to be like, what you do for him? What you do for him? Let me tell you something. When my husband proposed to me, I didn't do a goddamn thing. That's what I did. Okay? He made the entire day about me. Okay? He took me to my favorite spots, favorite restaurants, favorite shopping scenes. He said, buy whatever you want. This is the day that we got engaged. He said, buy whatever you want. I had never been treated like that a day in my life. I'm supposed to apologize for it. I'm supposed to call up a sibling and be like, hey, my husband's giving, my fiance is doing this and that for me. Why don't you come along so I can give it to you too? Because God forbid I get something and you don't get it. God forbid, right? After a whole day of shopping and doing whatever I wanted, I was like, oh my God. I thought he was going to propose, but it was late at night. And we went to a restaurant and we had a beautiful time. One of the most fancy restaurants in New York City. Fancy, most expensive restaurants in New York City. He didn't propose, and it was after dinner. And I said, oh, I guess he's not going to propose today. You know what I said by that point? And I had never had anyone do that for me in my life. But after dinner, he hadn't proposed yet. He had let me shop, do whatever I wanted. You know, he was just like, it's just your day. You know, he didn't want to like be like, I'm going to propose to you, right? But I was like, I know he's going to propose. He didn't propose. It was the end of dinner. And he didn't do that thing where the guy gets down in the restaurant. I was terrified. I was like, please don't propose to me in front of a bunch of people we don't know. I don't need that. I'm just not that type of chick. We don't do shit for clout over here. We do everything for realness. I walk out the restaurant and I was like, I guess he's going to propose tomorrow. I was like, I guess he's going to propose tomorrow because it's, you know, it's been a long day of him giving me things and it's late. So I guess he's going to propose tomorrow because we had already went ring shopping. Okay. We go outside the restaurant, dinner's over, and there's this long stretch limousine waiting for us. And I was like, oh my God, right? Get in the limousine, champagne, food. I'm like, oh my God, where are we going? I thought we were just going to drive around the city. He was like, we're going to, what's the hotel we went to?
I can't think of the name of it.
The Palm? Not the Palm.
No. I can find it.
God damn, this nigga, he don't even remember. It was one of the most fancy hotels in New York, and it had a marble bathroom. And we get in there, and he was like, and then he proposed, right? And he had spent that whole day was about me. I didn't do nothing for him, fellas. What did you do for him? What did you do for him? I didn't do nothing for him. Nothing. He gave me everything. I did nothing. I did nothing for him that whole day. He gave me a diamond ring, and I didn't do nothing for him I didn't make him breakfast that day. You understand? I didn't do his laundry that day. Nothing. I do nothing. He gave me that because everyone deserves a day. He got me a Michael Kors purse. Right? Brought my little Mary Jane. Come on. It was one of the most beautiful nights of my life, and I felt so loved. And it was the first time I felt that way. Just like, wow, this is all for me. And everyone deserves that. Everyone deserves that. And a lot of people get that, you know, in their childhood. They'll get a birthday. They get the birthday parties. They get Christmas presents, right? And then there's those of us who didn't get birthday parties. We didn't get Christmas presents. I threw birthday parties for all of my siblings. They never threw a birthday party for me. Right? I would spend my little hard-earned money to make them feel special. And unfortunately, what I'm telling you guys is don't do that for anyone that you don't know is going to do it for you. Because, you know, the response I got was, oh, well that you did all that. Oh, well, I'm still going to treat you like you just some run-of-the-mill, any old body. Oh, well, right? And that is, you know, it's a double hurt, right? So you got to start acknowledging what you've been through and ways that you can heal and get out of it.
I think it was the St. Regis.
The St. Regis. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Some other ways that you can break the cycle of parentification, right? Reconnecting with your inner child. You guys see, I like to have a lot of fun over here. Now, I'm an actor. I teach theater to kids. So having fun, you know, is something I've always been able to participate in because actors like to have a lot of fun. Kids like to have a lot of fun, right? But there were a lot of years there that I wasn't having fun because I was traumatized and depressed from the narcissistic abuse I was experiencing from people who were supposed to be there for me and care about me. And what I'm telling you is if you've lost that joy, you need to find it again. You need to find it again. I feel like exercise really helps me to do that because running is is something that all children do. But a lot of adults don't do that. So like get outside and go for a jog, right? I like to ride my bike. I like to play volleyball. I like to go for hikes. I like to walk my dog, right? When we were jogging this morning, there was a sprinkler. My husband was like, no, right? Because he's not focused on, having a child heart. He wasn't really parentified like that. I think there were certain circumstances where he was, but for the most part, he didn't experience this the way that we're talking about, right? So the sprinkler was on and we're jogging outside this morning. And I run through it. My husband's like, no, right? And I'm like, dude, who cares? You get a little wet. It's fun. It's life, right? Do fun things, skip, hop, whatever it is, right? That makes you feel young. Do it. You deserve it, right? Buying a bike was a huge part of that for me. I remember when I kept asking my husband to get me a bike. And when he finally did, I was like, oh my God, like I felt so happy. When I ride a bike, I feel so happy. And I feel like I'm like reconquering my childhood. You know what I'm saying? You can go back and you can heal that young girl or that young boy who was adultified and parentified by their parents. You can heal that child within you. And it's amazing to be able to do so. And when you do that, you're going to attract incredible people to you. I promise you that. Because your earnest, your sincere energy is going to attract people. You know what's not going to attract people? You working yourself to the bone. You being miserable 24/7 because you never got any time to yourself. So how can you get some time to yourself if you're like, I gotta do everything for everyone else, everything for everyone else? Again, like I told you, it's time to be more selfish. I stopped saying yes to people, period. I stopped putting up with BS, period. I told y'all before, yellow flag, orange flag, I'm out of there. You have the right to do that. Because if you look back, you'll notice that's what everyone's done to you. That's what everyone has done to you. You were allowed to make mistakes. I use Yandy's adopted daughter as an example. Right? What's her name? Precious? Epiphany? Right? Treasure? It's always some name like that. Anyways. They didn't let her make mistakes. If you're in a house where the parents are doing their job, you have a soft place to land. You're allowed to make mistakes. That's how people are supposed to parent. I don't want to hear none of this. We were struggling. It was hard. I was young. We was poor. I don't care. The child doesn't care. And if you are a child that decided to not participate, and it's not your fault that it happened at all, but if you were a child that decided to participate in parentification, because again, as we've talked about, right? Not every child is going to participate in that. You owe it to yourself to set boundaries and to stop playing the peacemaker and to stop trying to be a people pleaser and to stop stretching yourself thin, saying yes to everybody when no one says yes to you. It's time for you to stop. And I know a lot of your identity might be wrapped up in, this is who I am. I'm the good person. I'm the person that cares. I'm the person that, you got to find another reason for loving yourself. Because you shouldn't only love yourself if you're doing something for somebody else. You got to find more reasons to love yourself. And you'll find that in exploring more of who you are, what you want, and what you like. If you're on a date with a guy who is being really aggressive and or kind of scary, right? Saying, you know what? I'm going to leave here. It's nice meeting you. Take care. The end. I don't owe you any other explanation, bruh. If you're at a job and they're being racist or they're being sexist or they're discriminating against you in any way, right? You don't have to give them 2 weeks. You don't. It's time for you to be selfish. Instead of stretching yourself thin and being a support system for everyone else, it's time for you to learn how to accept support from others. It's just time. You have no other choice. It's not working for you. This is exhausting you. You have to make these changes. You need to make it clear the boundaries that you have with other people, the boundaries you have with what you're willing to do for other people, your emotional boundaries, your physical boundaries, right? A lot of people make fun of Justin Bieber because there's a lot of videos of him telling his wife to stop touching him and leave him alone, right? There's videos of him just being like, leave me alone, right? Like, I don't want to be touched, right? And everyone's like, he's so mean to her. I don't know if he is or not. I don't really follow them like that. But what I do know is I don't always want to be touched. That can be a stimulus overload for me because I've been through so much. So respect my boundaries and keep your distance. It's not hard. You're going to have to increase your self-care. And when you're so used to your entire identity being wrapped up in taking care of others, that's not going to be easy. But I'm telling you, at this point where you found this video and you're listening to this message, you have no choice. It's time to be more selfish. It's time to increase your self-care. It's time to set your boundaries. It's time to learn how to say no and not feel bad about it. Let me tell you something. I probably felt bad the first 500 times I said no. I felt bad about it. But the 501 time, it felt a lot less bad. It felt a lot less bad. And now I'm having a problem with it. Because you're not going to use me. Parents that can't provide emotional stability demand it from their children. Understand this. And you might still be experiencing this today. And understand that if you're a parent, right? Don't be one of those parents. If you don't have it within you and everything overwhelms you and everything stresses you out, you don't need to be thinking about having a kid. You don't need to be thinking about having a kid because a kid deserves parents who can provide emotional stability. You shouldn't be made to feel responsible for parents' well-being, their welfare, or their feelings, whilst they're simultaneously ignoring yours. And how parentification manifests a lot when you're growing up is in shaming, manipulation, and abuse. And then that affects who you are as an adult. And you're going to find, guys don't want to be around a woman who is nitpicky about everything because she's so used to being in control. She's so used to being in charge and having to take care of everything, right? And you can't let it go. And now that's affecting your relationships. Demanding that these young girls parent their siblings and play in this young mother role, right? Making them do all the housework and the chores, the cleaning, the cooking, and caring for their siblings and or the parents. I had to do this as a child growing up. And then people want to say, why are you not lighthearted? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? When did I have time to be lighthearted? But now they're mad at you because you're not feminine, right? You're not feminine because feminine to these fools is the privilege that their oppressors are allowed to have. right? Why don't y'all act like the women with the privilege? Why don't you act like the women who have all the privileges? Are you kidding me? Why don't you act like the men who have all the privileges? Because it doesn't add up. That's why. Because that's not what you get. You don't get someone who's calm and not fazed by a lot of things. When they had to grow up, and if a glass fell off the table, that was your ass. Anybody know anything about that? Don't cry over spilled milk. That's a butt whooping. Spilled milk? You can cry or not, but you about to get your behind whooped. How many people see these videos of these mothers yelling and screaming at their sons for eating all the frozen, the frozen pizza? You ate all the frozen pizza. You don't have more frozen pizza for your teenage son? Young boys like to eat. Children like to eat. Why are you so stressed out about frozen pizza? Right? And it's their decisions that they're trying to place on you. Now you can't eat. Now you can't ask for seconds. Now you got to feel ashamed that you're still hungry because you're a kid, a growing young person. And the mama that stayed doesn't want to have to deal with the reality of how hard it is for her. So she's placing it on you. Just don't eat. Just don't eat, right? There's a lot of people on here that want to downplay marriage and structure. And those are the type of people that place all of that responsibility that comes with marriage and structure on the children, right? It's not fair. Stability. If you can't provide it with marriage, you got to figure out some other way to provide your children with consistency and stability and love and a soft place to land. That is what every child deserves. Nobody said nothing about Nike sneakers and, right? The gold chains. They don't need that. They need you to get it together. Children need a parent that's not trying to live vicariously through them. And again, all of this is because these parents don't deal with the issues from their childhood. The cycle will never be broken if you don't heal from the issues and traumas of your childhood. The cycle will never be broken. And then you're doing your child a disservice. And now you're limiting the people that your child can network with and connect with and or date. You're limiting this by parentifying them. Because when we talk about high value and we talk about top tier, people want people who were raised in homes where parents weren't parentifying them. Because when you're parentified, you bring a lot of your trauma into the relationship, right? And that's your right, Melinda. Absolutely. She says, oh yeah, plus my mom is mentally ill, so I was expected to be her handmaid for the rest of my life. I will take being a black sheep over that. She is also abusive, by the way, so no sympathy for her. It is what it is. These parents are going to have to face up to how they failed their children. They're going to have to face up to it, not you. It's not your job. It's not your job to deal with how your parents failed you. It's your job to be selfish, focus on yourself and your self-healing, and move on. And let them deal with it. My deadbeat bio dad is going to have to deal with how he failed his wife and children. He's going to have to live with it. He's going to have to live and die with it. I can promise y'all, one thing you're not going to see is no GoFundMe's from me talking about some daddy died. That's his problem. That's his problem. I don't know this guy. It wasn't my father. I don't know him. Let whoever has been breaking bread with him, they're going to pay for it. You're not going to come over here because you know DanieSteel got a little coin. Because you're going to play yourself. I can't help that man. I'm sorry for this man. I'll push the picture back to you. I'm sorry for this man. I can't help you. I will never help a deadbeat. Never. So, you fucked up? Same, right? And it's time for all of us to start living life for ourselves. I will not apologize for it. And it hurts because you're a caring person. You want to help people. You want to give. You want to play that role that you were placed in since you were a child. But you can't because it's killing you. And they don't care if you make it because you've been designated as the caretaker. You've been designated as the black sheep. So you're going to have to make a choice. You or them. I'm going to choose me every time. Good luck, everybody. Good luck. Good luck. Because what they want you to believe is that you're wrong for choosing yourself, when that's all they're doing. No, you're smart for choosing yourself. You're ahead of the curve for choosing yourself. And it's never too late. When you leave this chat, you're going to start feeling like, you know what? I'm not with all the disrespect. I'm not with all the disrespect. And you're going to start making these changes for yourself. I know you are. All of y'all. Even in the past, when I was trying to do what I wanted, the emotional blackmail, guilt tripping, and the voice in the back of my head would make me feel guilty and I'd give in. Not anymore. Exactly. Now they say I'm selfish, but have amnesia about all the years I spent traveling back and forth, looking after them, looking after elders, looking after everyone but me. Counseling was the best investment. Amen. 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 I appreciate you so much for being here, Queen, because you always have such great things to say. Amen. You know, people would even say to me, oh, what's going on with your siblings? Or what? I don't know. Do they know what's going on with me? I don't know what's going on with those kids. I didn't give birth to them. They better be taking care of themselves. That's all I know. And whatever happens, happens. They're not worried about me. I'm over here in the epicenter of the COVID outbreak in New York City. They didn't call me to make sure I was okay. But if one of them ends up in jail, I'm supposed to drop everything. I ain't dropping shit. So let whoever you chose over me help your ass out. Ask that for some money. Okay? Me and my husband was sitting over here struggling, helping everybody else out. Are you kidding me? I'm finally being able to go places and do things and get little things for myself after all these years. Because I'm not worried about no kid I ain't give birth to. Period. And God bless you all, and, wish you the best. I'm on a healing journey, so, being full of anger, I'm not on that. I'm not going to waste my time with a permanent grudge on temporary individuals. You're not a part of my life. You're not a part of my life. But if you think you're going to be a part of it, you're going to make amends for what you've done. Or you can stay gone. I don't care. The world still spins where I'm at. It didn't stop. It didn't stop, and it never will. I don't do holidays with anyone but my husband and kid. We got sick of holiday fake dinners. Thank you. Come on now, Melanie. Come on now. Black sheeps and Steelies alike. Come on now. I ain't driving all the way out here with you phonies. Break bread with you phonies when I love my family. A road trip? Put my family in danger? To break bread with you phonies? Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. When I can eat at a Michelin star restaurant in New York, but I must drive 8 hours in the snow and the blizzard to eat cold food. You couldn't keep it warm when you knew I was on the road. You couldn't keep the food warm when you knew we was on the road in a blizzard. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. I ain't giving that a second chance. I'm not going to drive up again in the same blizzard 8 hours during the holidays. Someone said, well, let's see how it goes now. Every time y'all show y'all ass, be it fake and phony, when you know I'm a bitch that don't tolerate fake and phony, don't do it. That's why my husband's family ain't seen him in years neither. We gonna go where I say we go. Now. And that's something his mama doesn't understand. She don't understand how life works. He gonna do what I say. That's my man. This is our family. You either get on board or bitch, you will never see him again. Isn't it tragic? He's not my son for me to be making sure you have a relationship with your son. Your son done told you you're to respect his wife. If you don't, you'll never see him again. I don't care. I don't care. Because I'm going to always see my kids. Because I'm not going to act like a ranting, raving lunatic. These people are entitled. You think, look, we moved down here for a reason. There's a reason we live hours away from the closest relative. We don't want to be around y'all because y'all fake and phony. So you think that you're going to get me to go travel up to see you and stay in some freaking low-down hotel? Holiday Inn? I don't like staying at the Holiday Inn. But we can't stay in nobody's house because nobody's got room. Nobody's got the amenities that I need, just to be honest. So we got to stay in a hotel, Holiday Inn. That's the best y'all can do in a little whole punk town. And then you're going to sit up there and be fake and phony at the table? I'm not 18. You think I'm going to put up with that shit? You outside your raggedy ass minds. I will never put up with that. If you're in the room, please like the video and subscribe and share this video. This is a video that can help a lot of people, so make sure you're sharing, guys. Yeah, now they want to have amnesia, right? Okay. Now they want to have amnesia. And talk about what you said 10 years ago. What? You ain't healed yet? I'm not breaking bread with unhealed individuals. And you know, my estranged family members have some weird people around them. I was wiping these people's ass before y'all came on the scene. I cleaned these motherfuckers. I found them food. I gave them money. You motherfuckers ain't shit. I don't give a fuck what they've told you. I don't give a fuck what little families y'all create on your own. Go ahead, go create your little fucking families. I was taking care of these motherfuckers when none of you weirdos that's not a part of the family was around. Now they're trying to nest in your family instead of fix their own. Watch out for that. Me and my husband don't nest in other people's families. We created our own. We created our own. Period. Period. Exactly. Exactly. You know, it's just like these dusty guys, you know, they'll be like, me go do this and that. I don't care. You're a man. Figure it out. Because y'all don't care about what women go through. Why is it my job? Because I had younger siblings talking about something. I'm the youngest. I don't give up. I didn't choose the order of this. The fuck you talking to? If you don't find your daddy, as soon as they start talking like that, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna need you to find your daddy. Okay, go find your daddy. Because what you talking to me for? I don't care if you're the youngest. I don't care. I didn't give birth to you, weirdo. You're the youngest. Clearly your brain ain't developed. You don't understand that I didn't give birth to you. What the hell is you being the youngest got to do with anything? That don't mean shit to me. But see, in the black community, y'all baby the youngest kids. Whether you're the oldest or the youngest, you're one of the siblings. The oldest is not a de facto mother. It's not a de facto parent for you kids with deadbeat dads. All right? Go call your daddy. He should have been there. He should have been there. You're mad at him. You're mad at him. You're not mad at your older sibling. They didn't do anything to you. Get over it. Welcome, Sun Goddess Ari. I'll go over the definition again for you. Adultification is the process of role reversal whereby a child is obliged to act as parent to their own parent or sibling. In extreme cases, the child is used to fill the void of the alienating parent's emotional life, right? So again, parents are putting a tremendous amount of stress and responsibility on children that they don't deserve. Children cannot handle this type of stress. And that's why you end up paying for it as an adult. It ends up manifesting in poor relationships as an adult, right? You're too overburdening on other people. Your expectations are too high. You feel like nobody else can make a mistake because you've never been able to make a mistake. Raise your hand if you know what that's like. You know, I'm gonna do that to my husband. My husband grew up the youngest, right? In the suburbs. His parents, his grandparents helped raise him, right? And any little thing that would happen, if I broke a cup, I would be despondent for the rest of the day. This was years ago, right? And he would be like, it's okay, like nobody cares. But in my mind, I was like, somebody cares that I have failed because I broke something in the house. God forbid, right? It's because I was parentified as a child, forced to take on adult roles that I never believed I could make a mistake. And I was showed as a child, right? They show us. You break something, you bring home a low grade, that's your ass. You can't make mistakes. So you end up projecting that onto other people. It affects your adult relationships, and it's not right. And these narcissistic parents that do these types of things to their children, they're never going to own up to it. They're never going to make it right. So you got to make it right. You got to make it right by any means. They don't have to like you. Oh, well, they don't like it. Tough. When you're ready to like it, give me a call. I'll be over here doing the same damn thing. It's not going to change. It's not going to go back. I'm not going to go back to putting how you feel and what you want over how I feel and what I want. That's something I can promise you. You got to start telling that to, these parents and these other siblings who expect you to sacrifice for their happiness. They're going to have to find their own happiness. They're going to have to find their own goddamn happiness. It's not up to you. It's not your responsibility. And it never was. Right? The parentified child suffers later. The parentified child suffers later. You might have felt like when you were growing up, I felt like I was a decently functioning kid. I did very well in school, right? And most people were very surprised to find out that I had the hard childhood that I had. Very surprised. Because the parentified child suffers later. It wasn't until my 20s that I started feeling the effects of a lifetime of having my childhood robbed from me and having to constantly think about other people before I thought about myself. It started breaking me down and destroying me. And I knew I had to make a change or I wasn't going to make it. Children are asked to do more than a child should ever have to do when they are parentified. And it's wrong and it's abusive. Again, you become an adult who is literally afraid to do anything, to take any chances, because you're afraid to fail. Because when you were a child, you could not fail. If I failed, my siblings wasn't going to eat. If I failed, my family would have been torn apart. I couldn't allow it. I had to do everything. I could never fail. I had to constantly be perfect. How many people know what that's like? That's what happens when you're parentified, and it's not right. Your parents are supposed to be your safe space to fall. And if your parents weren't that, then they failed you. And you can sit there and be like, my mom worked hard and she had to whip my behind and never show me love. Okay, that's great. If you accept that, that's great. And then don't complain. Be quiet and keep it moving. But anybody else that realizes how that robbed them of their childhood and has devastated their adulthood, you need to understand that your parents are supposed to be a safe space to fall. When you're a child, you were supposed to be able to make mistakes. You were supposed to be able to spill milk and not be yelled at and or physically abused because of it. Now, I'm able to see this a lot more, as I told you guys, because even though I feel like my husband had a little bit of a parentification by way of his mother being a very immature woman, a very entitled and privileged and immature woman. And I think that gave him great anxiety about the woman's role in his life. I still can see how him being able to have a safe space to fall when he was growing up, right? How that manifests differently than me, who didn't have a safe space to fall when I was growing up, right? And how it manifests differently is, he sleeps better. He's not as anxious. He's not as, responsive as I am, quick to react, right? He's more calm and he's more sure of himself. And he's not afraid to take chances and he's not afraid to fail because that wasn't condemned when he was growing up. The parent's underfunctioning causes the child to overfunction. And that is going to wreak havoc on you as an adult because children are not meant to be in a state of constantly overfunctioning. Children are not meant to have to deal with that, period. And you can, I felt like I was a kid that could when I was growing up. I was like, I can handle it. It wasn't until later in life that I realized I couldn't handle it. It wasn't meant for me. I shouldn't have been put through that. Hey, Savvy, welcome. Good to see you. Right? A lot of these, the narcissistic parent, the narcissistic siblings, they can be jealous of your insight, your intuition, your bravery, the way you aim to break the generational curses. Jealous. They're jealous. People will be jealous of your healing. Understand that. You losing weight, you healing from the inside out, because that's what I'm doing. That's why I don't have these people around me, because I'm like, you're going to be jealous. It's beautiful to see, baby. It's beautiful to see. So you're going to be jealous. And I'm not going to be around somebody acting jealous. I'm an empath. I can feel they're very jealous and pretend they're not being jealous. No, you're jealous. If you act jealous, I'm going to believe you're jealous. If it look like a duck, quack like a duck, it's a duck. If you act jealous and you move like you're jealous and everything you say is resentment and you're jealous. So you need to sit out and heal, because it's not going to change over here, baby. We healing from the inside out. They mad because they don't like what that looks like. Tough. Then don't be around me with your unhealed ass. That's what I have to say. Take your unhealed ass on. I want to be around people that have insight. I want to be around people that want to make change, that want to break generational curses. Not sit down and watch Kevin Hart documentaries when we got stuff to talk about for how we can heal and grow as a family. Not sit around and watch Snow on the Bluff for the 18th billionth time. Okay? My husband can tell you every line from Snow on the Bluff. That's how many times we've watched it at family gatherings. It's enough. All right, guys? Sit down at the table and talk about your healing. How about that? With your scared behinds. Cowards. Yep, absolutely, Melanie. Absolutely. And we're healing from that. We're not going to be around people that would do something like that. You're on your own. I bet you the food I eat during the holidays is going to be better than the food you eat. I bet you. Because my great-grandmama taught me how to cook, baby. Pho. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I missed something, but a good mall choice is always very important. Don't go to the ghetto mall. Sorry, but I hate going to the ghetto mall. I'm like, all y'all got is sneakers. All y'all got is sneakers. I want something cute and sparkly. You know, but the gosh darn ghetto mall, all they sell is sneakers. It'd be 5 sneaker stores and a baby store, and that's it. I'm like, oh, come on now. Take me to the suburbs. Take me to that suburban mall. Right. My mom is like 1 of 20, baby. Right? Come on. Papa was a rolling stone. Her papa was a rolling stone. Okay? Shit. Exactly. I don't need that. I don't aim to make other people feel bad, and I'm not going to deal with it either. Absolutely, Melanie. Hello, Inky Dion. Love it. Aw. Yeah, that makes me very sad. I'm sorry about that, you know. I know you're going to have the birthday party of your life one day. I know it. Because it's going to happen for all of us. The black sheep will always win. The black sheep will always win. In fact, sometimes I think, like, would I want to be anything else but a black sheep? Would I want to be a part of a bunch of goons, a bunch of aloof, indoctrinated, brainwashed sheep who can't think for themselves? No, I wouldn't. So you call me the black sheep all day. Yep, absolutely. That's why you do as little for these dudes as possible. I snapped at my husband because, you know, I'm working out. I get hot and tired, and I snapped at him and I apologized, right? And he was like, okay. He seemed like he seemed like he had a little attitude about it. I was like, okay, you know what? Next time I do it, I'm not going to apologize. So maybe after that, you'll start appreciating the apology. All right? You can't give him everything, baby. You cannot. My husband knows I like affection, but he also knows I don't like clinginess. And I don't like people up in my space, in my face. Right? So in that way, unlike a lot of women who are clingy, that put men first, this boy grew up getting everything he wanted. He doesn't want some woman that's like going to say everything he wants to hear. You know what I'm saying? I called him this boy when he was a child, right? So, it is what it is. A lot of pick-me women will be like, you got to do this for him and this and this. Ladies, you got to let him cry. Ladies, you got to let him emotionally dump on you. I don't let no man emotionally dump on me. You better go hire a therapist. You better go hire a therapist. Because men don't let women emotionally dump on them. Okay? If I start talking to my husband about a bunch of stuff he don't want to hear, he's going to tune out. He's not going to sit there and let me emotionally dump on him. So he doesn't get to do it to me. Period. Stop doing more for people than they would do for you. Stop. They don't deserve it. And they won't value you for it. I keep my distance from specific ones. Too many have crabs in the barrel mentality or try to destroy you in different ways, and I'm not going to be sucked back in. Thank you. I'm not going to be sucked back in, baby. I gave you the blueprint. I gave you the purple print. I promise you. They get the purple print just like y'all get the purple print. I gave them the purple print. They got it firsthand. I was giving them TEDx talks since I was 12. I was giving them TEDx talks, trying to help them out. They didn't want to listen. Now you on your own. Go find somebody that will give you more love than what I gave you. Go find them and show them to me so I can shake their hand. And you can burden them because you're not going to burden me. My family will never talk to me in the disrespectful way that they have talked to me. I wish they would try it. I wish they would try it because I don't let nobody do it to me no more. I really don't. It can be popping. It don't matter to me. My husband knows this. That's why my husband he'd be like, come on, hun. No. He'll be like, no, they didn't say anything. Come on, hun. Hey, all right. Sitting there hating on my husband. Y'all need to be happy because he was the only reason a lot of y'all didn't get popped. Intellectually. Verbally popped. All right? I'm not advocating violence, but it is what it is. You're not going to put your violence on me, you narcissist. I wish these motherfuckers would try me. Try me! Because I'm not the same person. Since I started doing this ish, I'm not the same person and I'm ready for them. I was never ready for them before because I always kept thinking, oh, they love me the way that I love them. And they're going to think about me the way I think about them. They're going to consider me the way I consider them. No, they're not. You're dealing with devils. You're dealing with devils. You're dealing with demons. You're dealing with people that want the worst for you. Understand that. Because if they're jealous of you, they want the worst for you. Watch your back. I know I do. I know I do. If it's not my husband, I'm going to keep an eye on you. I don't know you. I don't automatically think people have the best intentions for me because I have the best intentions for others. All right? And when you're a good person, that's how you think. It's time. Hey, guess what? You're still a good person. You don't have to think like that. You're still a good person. I know I'm a good person, but baby, it is what it is. If you come at me, you're going to get it. Save your love for the ones that love you. Save your compassion for people who are compassionate to you. You deserve that. Z1. What, the Holiday Inn? Ah. Girl, I had so many cousins who tried to destroy people, me included, especially cut the cord people like that. Y'all, absolutely. I had a cousin go try to, I was calling out dysfunction. I don't give a fuck. Y'all sitting on Facebook, what you cackling for? Get to work and clean this ish up. Stop breaking these generational cycles and curses. And I called out, trying to put me in touch with abusers. I will knock y'all ass the fuck out. Y'all act like y'all was the only ones that grew up in the hood. Cut the cap. I grew up in the hood with strangers. Y'all grew up in the hood with each other. And she was trying to get broad with me. I was like, bitch, I never spoke to this raggedy ass hoe again. I was like, you raggedy bitch. Mad because I called out the dysfunction in this family. I don't give a fuck. It is what it is. It is what it is. I don't want to be around dysfunction. I don't like that ish. It's gross. It's weird. I don't break bread with abusers. What you talking about? My mother passed early because she cared more about you motherfuckers than she cared about herself and her kids. You don't like me? I never liked you motherfuckers. I don't like dysfunctional people. You can kiss my ass. So y'all went to school with those white people. Didn't I tell you they obsessed with white people? Didn't I tell you that? Y'all went to school with those white people. So you trying to tell me there was no white people in the schools you went to because I went to private school on scholarship? Y'all went to school with those white people. Bitch, I grew up in foster care. Everybody goes to school. They don't take you back home with them. What are you talking about? They were so jealous that we went to a private school that they were like, it's okay that you guys are in foster care because you in school with those white people. You're obsessed with white people. So they don't have white people in public schools? Is that what you're telling me? I'm not going to apologize because I was placed in a private school on scholarship when I was 5 years old. I'm not going to apologize for that. See, they wanted you to fail. That's another reason they mad. You in foster care and you still doing better than us? You goddamn right. And y'all can kiss my ass and y'all know that. Go play with the ones that want to play with you. I don't play with brokies. I don't play with brokies. I don't want to go out to eat with people who can't pay for their portion of the meal. Fuck out my face. Very few know where I live, so I can take my time and get my life together, raise my child the way I want to without interference and enjoy my solitude and peace. Amen, queen. Amen. That's why I'm in a gated community now. And only a few of them know where I live. And they better keep it that way. And like I said, even if you know where I live, you know you can't roll up. You know you can't roll up because of security. You have to get through security. You're not going to get through security. See, I had to live somewhere with security. Because when they jealous and they bitter and they resentful, they try to take that from you. They try to bring you down to where they at because they don't want to do the work to get on your level. No, so I'm going to stay in this gated community with the guards. Okay? You have to get through the guards first. And all the other people that paid to live in this gated community that don't want your predator behind here. So it's not going to happen. We got guards all around. I will never live where I came from ever again. I might buy a house there to stunt. But no, I'm not going to ever live around these people ever again. When I was growing up, I used to tell my siblings I wanted to buy a house so that we could all have a property to call our family home. They laughed. They're like, why do you care about family? I'm like, y'all stupid as all hell. Y'all stupid as all hell. So you're going to run to other people's families and ask them to accept you instead of build your own? Y'all dumb as all hell. So I decided I'll just do it with my husband then. Because these clowns are clowns. Me and my husband, we work together. We do very different things, but we help each other out as much as possible. Because guess what? We're on each other's team. Okay? We're on each other's team. We're on each other's team. If you're not on my team, I don't want you around me. Why are boys and men allowed to be more selfish than girls and women? You know, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that when a baby comes into the picture, right? It's the woman that has to carry the baby. And it's the woman who is culturally and historically left to raise the baby no matter what. And I think that understanding is placed on young girls and the women. And it's this idea that, yeah, men don't have to do any emotional labor. Men don't have to do any emotional labor, right? I reject that notion. I reject that notion because think of the most trifling individual you know, and it's probably some dude, right? I'm thinking right now one of the most trifling individuals I know, and it's a male. It's a male who wants to be trifling, throw rocks and hide hands, right? He wants to be trifling and then say, "Oh, I'm just a big dumb dude. I don't care." Oh, sorry. I'm just a big dumb dude, right? I get to act stupid. I have no responsibility. I have no responsibility for what the things that I say and what I do. So I'm a big dumb dude that sits around playing video games all day, right? Since you're so big and dumb and you don't have any accountability, then keep your ass away from me. That's how I feel about you, you big dumb fool. Big dumb idiot. Stay away from me. I did over 5 years of counseling before I ever got to that point where I didn't care about those people and it was worth it. Absolutely. Amen. Amen. Like I said, it's been several years for me. And I'm finally at the point where I truly don't give a fuck. I truly don't care. Hallelujah. I only care about myself, my family, and the people I know care about me the way that I care about them. The people I know will give reciprocity. All that one-sided loyalty-ish, get that away from me. I will never give loyalty to somebody who hasn't given it to me. Never. Never again. Your time is precious. If you spend holidays with lots of people, you will leave feeling exhausted and emotionally drained. I'm so glad I no longer spend my valuable time with these folks. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Like I said, me and my husband haven't spent holidays with emotionally abusive and toxic people in going on 3 years, going on 3-4 years at this point. And it's been so freeing. It's been so like we have such a great time. You know, we just have a great time instead of getting in the car and being drained. I remember one year, I drove 8 hours in the snow in a blizzard to spend time with these toxic individual, estranged family members. We got there, the food was cold. They didn't even try to keep the food warm for us when we drove in the blizzard so that we could be there with family, not because we wanted to be, because people insisted that we be there. And let's be clear, because we would have been happy to stay our ass where our home is. Food was cold. No silverware was on the table for us. No drinks, no appetizers. We got there. Nobody barely said anything to us. They were like doing this like weird, like they were like, ha, 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 ha. I was like, what y'all laughing for? You're in the hood. You're in the hood. You broke. What you laughing about? I'm curious. What's going on? They laughing and toasting like the ghetto fucking Great Gatsby, the ghetto Great Gatsby, laughing, having the time of their life with plasticware. Okay. Oh my God. And we were probably there for like 3 hours. And I was like, okay, time to go. I was like, see you guys later. We got back in our car and drove 8 hours back home. And they're like, why are you leaving? Bitch, you know why. Take your phony ass out my fucking face. I don't do that phony shit. I'll do that phony shit. We drove here 8 hours. The food is cold. There's no appetizers, no drinks. And y'all having phony ass conversations like you made it. We made it. Fuck out my face. I was like, let's go. We out. We out. I don't need to be here. And we left. Ha ha, we left. We didn't want to be there with y'all. And I'll do that again before I stay and have my time wasted. They want to waste your time because they have no problem wasting their own time. People who have no problem wasting their own time have no problem wasting other people's time. I'm a person who could never waste somebody else's time. You come to my house, as soon as you get through the door, appetizers, drinks, whatever you need, right? Music playing, conversations being had. I'm asking you questions about yourself. They had us there. We got there. Nobody said anything to us. This is supposed to be my family. But they don't remember that. All they remember is I'm bougie. Kiss my bougie ass. If that's all you know, then kiss it. It's not going to change. Go tell your raggedy ass friends that. Let your raggedy ass friends that watch my channel go run tell that. You have to understand that when you've been parentified, anything you do is going to feel selfish. Anything you do for yourself is going to feel selfish because they have programmed you to believe that your entire purpose is pleasing other people. So if you're new to it, it's going to feel wrong. But there's nothing wrong about being selfish because everyone is. You're literally the only one that's not. And you're being taken advantage of because of that. Understand that. You're not being appreciated for it. You're being taken advantage of for it. When they flip the script and have people thinking you are jealous of them, though. Right. I'm sorry, guys, but I was like, come on, y'all. Y'all know good and damn well I got nothing to be jealous of y'all about. Nothing. And I've had family members being like, well, I'm fit. Bitch, I don't give a fuck. You fit and you broke. You are fit and you're broke. And you're fit because you're broke. I bet you if you could buy the groceries you wanted to buy the way I buy the groceries I want to buy every week. Every week. I've never spent 1 week with my husband where we didn't have groceries. I've been around these people, they didn't have groceries, but you laid up with a nigga. Huh? Jealous of you for what? Because you got one thing, enjoy it. Everything I want, I will have. And you know that. That's why I be jealous. But you're going to try to flip it and pretend like I'm jealous? Never. Oh, the hotel I went to for my engagement. The St. Regis. The St. Regis Hotel. I separated myself from them and generational curses and show my child what's dysfunctional so the same mistakes don't continue. Absolutely. I told my husband, I was like, yo, whenever our kids go to act up, we're going to put them in the car and I'll drive them around some of the places I grew up so they can understand. It gets bad. It gets a lot worse than having to make up your bed and do your homework. Okay? And I'll do that to anybody. I said, any bad kid, I can take them around with me and show them a few places I live. Show them a few of these foster homes. And be like, you think because I told you can't sleep over at so-and-so house because I don't know them, you think that's the worst thing ever? Let me show you something. Let me show you how I had to grow up. Because of dysfunctional adults. Dysfunctional adults. I want to talk about something. Hey, you changed. Y'all know good and damn well I never changed. Y'all know I've been bougie from day one. Y'all know that. Please do, Melanie. Tell her I'm sorry about the shouting, but it is what it is. Hey, I got excited about this one. Okay, y'all know I get excited. We used to want to have a property of houses done for the family when we were little, and the boys would never get on board. Ah! Come on now! they want to sit there and be like, you dating interracially? What about the family? What about the family when I said something about the family? You freaking clowns. No, now it's only what about the family now that I got my ass sitting in the suburbs? When I was talking to y'all about building together, y'all didn't want to do it. Y'all wanted to nest in other people's families and other people's communities. You didn't want to build your own. Now you want to complain about what I'm doing? Hypocrisy. But they want to complain and talk about who's oppressing them and whose foot is on their neck. If you wanted more power, you'd work for it. They don't want to work for it. But want to come to my channel and type in 50 different words so they can figure out how they can try to offend me. You'll never offend me. You're broke. I don't feel anything from broke people. Let's be clear. Broke people don't faze me. So give it up. Go call your daddies. Okay. When you are an adultified, parentified child, you have a lack of internal measurement. You don't know yourself or your needs because you're always focusing on the parents and their children, your younger siblings, right? You got to start thinking about yourself. When you're a parentified child, you take an over ownership of problems. And in doing so, you don't learn the proper balance of responsibility because growing up, everything is your responsibility. Do you know not everything is your responsibility? You feeling responsible for everything. I'm sitting up here feeling responsible for how 4 other individuals I didn't bring into this world, what they do, their decisions, if they eat. Get the hell out of here. I'm telling you right now, if you're still in this room and you're thinking, I can't do it, I can't stop being the sacrifice for my family. You have to understand that living to only please others victimizes you. You are placing yourself in a victim role by doing this. You are allowing other people to victimize you. When you make a choice to live to only please others, you have to stop. You're doing yourself an incredible disservice. You dishonor yourself by living to please others. Understand that. They can take care of themselves the same way they expect you to take care of yourself. As an adult, your adult relationships, your partner thrives on someone who takes on all the responsibility as to whether the relationship works or not, right? We see that a lot with men refusing to do any emotional labor because the women are often the ones that are parentified, right? So then we get women who will get into a relationship and they'll take on the responsibility of all the emotional labor, right? If you hug, if you kiss, if you're intimate, if you spend time together, that's all going to be based on you doing the work. There's guys out there that don't want to give nothing. They just want to get into a relationship so they can sit down and be lazy as fuck. So you got to understand that as a parentified child, and now you're an adult, you will draw people like that towards you if you don't do the healing work. You're going to draw those types of men to you. You're going to draw the types of men that don't want to do any emotional labor in the relationship because you are someone who will take care of everything, right? You got to stop. You got to put yourself first. Please like the video if you're in the room. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing more videos like this because I care about actually finding solutions to healing and breaking these generational curses and traumas that plague the Black community and people around the world, right? I care about finding the answers, and I found these answers for myself, and I want to share it with you guys, okay? So please like the video, thumbs up and subscribe. I'm going to be heading out. Who's going to take care of the person or people who always put everyone else first? Caretaker gets tired too. Exactly, Simone Lewis. Exactly. And let me tell y'all something. When I got into a relationship with my husband, even though he's very giving, I still felt that I was being made to do the majority of the emotional labor. And he indicated to me that he thought that that was acceptable. And I was like, Skirt! No, 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 no. You had 4 parents growing up, bruh. I didn't have any. I'm not going to do all the emotional labor. So you have to do something too. It's not my job to do all the emotional labor because I'm a woman. And my husband saw how narcissistic abuse from estranged family members destroyed me. He saw how his toxic family, devastated our relationship. And he decided to step up and be the person that I needed. And that's why we're still together today. Because we look at what's going on with each other, and we're there for each other when we need each other. We're there for each other. No one else is there for us, So definitely, for a long time, I didn't feel like I had anybody who could be there for me, right? But guess what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to go backwards and kiss people's behinds and give in and let people abuse me emotionally, spiritually, whatever, financially. I'm not going to allow that anymore. And if it means that I'm alone, I'll be alone until I find somebody that, sees the value in who I am. So keep that in mind, you guys. I will be back very soon with another video. Make sure you are subscribed. You got the notification bell turned on so you know when I'm coming on. I don't have a set time right now. So make sure that you're always aware when I'm coming on. I heart you guys. We are the most beautiful Black sheep in the world on this channel. I love you guys. You guys are a great community. Thank you for sticking with me. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.